A very good morning, all of you. Today, I will be discussing about the ocular manifestations of sickle cell disease. The life expectancy of the sickle cell patients have been increased during the last few years due to expansion of the healthcare facilities, bringing together a concomitant increase in the number of long-term complications. So, vaso-occlusive process in the sickle cell disease has been recorded in various parts of the eye, like conjunctiva, anterior segment, vitreous, retina, and choroid. The aim is to determine the pattern of ocular manifestations in sickle cell disease and to specify those during the vaso-occlusive crisis. It's an hospital-based cross-sectional study of 103 sickle cell patients, 60 with HBSS and 43 with HBSC genotype over a period of 2 years. The detailed history regarding the ocular manifestation is taken. Then this study was approved in the Windsor Institutional Research and Ethics Committee, and the authors report no relevant conflicts of interest. Then on inclusion criteria, sickle cell patients coming to the IOPD, then routine follow-up of the sickle cell unit of our institute, then referred from the medicine department and pediatric departments if more than 5 years. Then exclusion criteria and refusal to give consent, then patient less than 6 years, eyes with a history of serious injuries or extensive surgery, then diabetic or hypertensive retinopathy, TAC MRI, then Ehlers disease, sarcoidosis, infectious disease, ocular ischemic syndromes, etc. Then a detailed series of examination of all the patient was done. Then 204 eyes were examined, 102 left eye and 102 right eyes. And the initial pie chart, we can see 76.6% patients show the ocular involvement. And in the second pie chart, we will see females patients are more commonly affected. Then this distribution graph shows the females with the genotype HBSC are more commonly involved with a significant p-value of less than 0.001%. In the second distribution chart, we can see the age group 21 to 30 years are more commonly involved. Then various anterior segment signs like conjunctival cusp-Q vessels, coma sign, icterus, iris atrophy, and cataract are seen. And in the second pie chart, we will see the distribution of cusp conjunctival vessels with the genotype, and that shows HBSC genotype is significantly affected with a significant p-value of 0.0. Then various non-proliferative sickle cell retinopathy signs like retinal vessel tortuosity, Salmon patch, black sunburst sign, and angial streak are noticed. Then association of the retinal vessel tortuosity with the age group is found significant with a p-value of less than 0.001%. Then proliferative sickle cell retinopathy signs like C-fan neovascularization, vitreous hemorrhage, and retinal detachment were seen in various numbers of patients. An association of vitreous hemorrhage with old age group is found significant with a p-value of 0.026. Then association of C-fan neovascularization with age group 21 to 30 years was found significant. And similarly, anterior segment sign like iris atrophy was found to be more commonly involved in patients with posterior segment sign. That means with proliferative sickle cell retinopathy. These are some photographs showing costly conjunctival vessels, then retinal vessel tortuosity, the second photos, and third photo shows Salmon patches, then sickle cell orbital crisis with periorbital inflammation. Then on discussion, various anterior segment and posterior segment signs were noticed. And it is important to we noticed an important event that a 11-year-old male child presented to us with sickle cell orbital crisis, that is with painful sudden loss of vision, periorbital inflammation, proptosis with restricted extraocular movements and Salmon patches in the retina. Then in a study conducted in the Eastern India, shows that the conjunctival vascular sponge is seen in the 36% and other anterior segments abnormality in 16%. On conclusion, sickle cell patients with repeated episodes of vaso-occlusive crisis are more vulnerable to ocular pathology. So newly emerging ocular imaging techniques like HD-OCT and OCTA have revealed the microstructural features of sickle cell retinopathy. So counseling at community level, timely intervention, public awareness regarding the early ocular symptoms, and implementation of regular screening procedures can help to prevent a major share of ocular morbidities in sickle cell disease.